start the
I'm Larry
recording.
from the Monster Hunter community team at Capcom USA.
モンスターハンターライズプロデューサーの辻本です。今回は、レディットに寄せられております、コミュニティの皆様の質問にお答えしたいと思っております。
Last month, we collected a number of your questions and sent them to Monster Hunter Rise director Yasunori Chinose. Unfortunately, he was unable to record a video of his answers, but he gave them to me right here. I'll be delivering them to you on his behalf.
They started 10 minutes
All the
early.
added monsters are my favorite.
Magna
If I were
Malo!
to choose one that I like the most, it would be Magna Malo. I've been working on Magna Malo for so long, and it took me a long time to complete it, so I have strong feelings about this monster. Initially, I wanted to create a tiger-shaped monster.
There,
However,
that should
the main
be
planner
better.
came up with the idea of an armored warrior
Yes.
with a long spear, and the prototype of the current Magna Malo was born.
はい、明けのシルームです。理由はですね、僕すごく、雨男といいますか、すごくいろんなところ行ったら雨が降る、キャラでして、とても傘っていうのが、重要な僕の中でもアイテムになってますので、ぜひ雨降った時は明けのシルームに傘代わりに買っていただきたいと思っておりますので、皆さんにさせても
I
らいました。
expect this to start 10 minutes early.
Okay, I have turned up the activation volume.
Magna Malo does not feed only on fresh meat, but also on decomposed meat. It decomposes the meat in its body and produces a special gas, which does not smell very good.
僕のはですね、
Stinky Magna Malo
回転攻撃が、好きな技となっています。理由の方はですね、僕はハンマーを使ってるんですが、鉄柱回転攻撃ってすごくやっぱり、派手な攻撃でもありますし、すごい多段ヒットするので気持ちよさもあって、あと、距離もだいぶ詰めれますので、僕の中では結構ハンマーの中でかなり中心で使っている攻撃技となっています。
My favorite Silkbind move is Earthshaker. The damage from the first hit feels good, but the additional impact damage feels even better. You can enjoy the feeling twice with one attack.
はい、子供の頃にですね、怖かった妖怪っていうとですね、カッパという妖怪がいるんですけど、
It's Kappa for me. When I was younger, I saw a scene on TV where a man was dragged into a river by a kappa.
そのカッパという妖怪がですね、川とか、
And from that, I learned that it is dangerous to go near rivers.
池とか、そういうところに潜んでてですね、結構人をですね、水の中に引きずり込むみたいなことが、言われてる、妖怪なので、子供の頃、川とかにも遊びに行ったりとかもしてたんで、それ結構身近にいそうで怖そうな。
Freaking raising people on horror stories.
I was just thinking, how does he feel about Animal Crossing?
During development, I often played Hunting Horn and Heavy Bowgun. Hunting
Indeed.
Horn was a weapon I've played in the past, but for Heavy Bowgun, I used the weapon to test out long-range distance.
一番好きな武器はですね、ちょっとご存知の方もいるかもしれないんですけど、僕はもうシリーズを通してずっとハンマーを使っていますので、もちろん今回もハンマーを使っております。で、ハンマーしか使ってませんので、ギルドカードの、武器の使用も、ハンマーのみが、ついている、使用としてついている状況です。
My favorite armor is
Question.
Bishatan.
But,
I love
yeah.
the light design and how it emphasizes mobility.
The question was, what's your favorite armor skill? Not what's your favorite armor?
Maestro.
はい、好きな装備はですね、僕ラージャの装備が結構
What? Frick you have so many cool armors to pick from, and you picked the frickin' disco monkey armor?
が出てるときは絶対
Both the disco monkeys.
道具になっています。で、スキルの方はですね、広域化
I will admit the Palico armor for the little monkey is pretty
自分の
pretty
体には
nice.
影響するので、そういう周りの人のちょっとでも手助けになるかなみたいなんで、そういうのをスキルもつけてたりします。はい。は はい、現状予定はありませんが、今後出てくる、タイトルとかで、世界観とかがあって、ガチャブが、登場する必要性があるときには出てくるかもしれませんね。
Like a future title?
One day I was playing to check the game. I saw one of Yomogi's feline helpers lying on the ground. So I asked my team what was going on and was told that they were testing out a situation where the feline ate a bad dango that Yomogi made and collapsed. That was a good idea, but unfortunately it didn't make it into the final game. That's because while Yomogi was having an important conversation, the feline was unconscious. That didn't make sense, so we had to say no to the idea. I wanted an iconic scene that would be recognized as Monster Hunter Rise just by looking at the food scene. I decided to use elements that were different from those used in the past, such as meat and fish. I personally love sweets, and since the theme for this game is Japanese, I decided to use Japanese sweets as motif. And who doesn't like sweets, right?
I don't.
I love sweets, but I don't know how I looked up what those are made out of.
新しい武器を加えるとしてもですね、今まである14武器種とはやっぱり違う遊びっていうのをしっかり、提供できるような武器種である必要がありますので、今後については、そういうアイデアがもし出てきたら入れるかもわからないですし、
No, but maybe.
またこの後のことなので、まだ
No, but yes.
わからないんですけど、
But no.
はい、そうですね、複数のチームもそうですし、今、やっぱりゲーム作るときってすごい、何百人、が、関わってきますので、そういう、全体的にも、情報共有が
They should have asked about the duck. When's the duck coming?
Yeah, I want to know that.
Favorite weapon is the hammer.
I wrote that down too. I was like, I love it.
The wind up. I did 135 hours Monster Hunter World Dual Blades. That's where you get it. You get in there.
No, dual blades.
Like that.
Dual blades for speed, 100%. But nothing feels so satisfying.
You know, I've been watching this for 2 days now.
It's so heavy, and it's just whoa.
Yeah, it's the two people I don't like that like the dual blades.
You gotta get in, you gotta get out.
But, there's a certain... I agree with you.
Not sure how I
There's a
feel
certain
about that.
satisfaction. When you finally get the wind up
Right in the feels.
and the hit, right out of the park.
Especially against the T-Rex.
Okay, well, it's not actually, it's not officially a T-Rex chat.
Okay,
you
I'm
know
sorry,
what? I'll let
I'm
the
sorry.
internet and your YouTube comments correct you on that.
Oh no!
It's okay. I call it the fluffy T-Rex because I have no respect for that monster.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have questions you want answered at
Yay.
E3, hashtag E32021, you can get your comments on the little ticker that goes by. And of course, we're running polls throughout this. We've been running polls all day long about the old Capcom. And of course, we are coming up pretty dang quick on the Capcom presentation. As a rundown again of what we know officially for Capcom, of course, be hosted by our friend Seltzer. Then we know we're gonna get stuff on the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We're gonna get stuff on Monster Hunter Rise. We're gonna get stuff on Monster Hunter Stories 2. We're gonna get Resident Evil Village. That is what they have officially said. Of course, I still hold out hope for more on Resident Evil 4 VR. I hope more on that Resident Evil multiplayer game.
Yeah.
And then if you really want to start dreaming, I know earlier you want to talk about Lost Planet like that's gonna
Sorry, guys. I went down the rabbit hole. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up here. Although it would be fantastic to have it, but let's focus on what we already know. I'm looking forward to seeing what Resident Evil Village content they're planning.
Is it
to
like
show.
Animal
It's
Crossing?
a massive hit.
Resident
I'm
Evil?
expecting them to come out, talk about
Honestly,
that.
that's kind of what I thought it was, and then I thought it was 1v100 like PUBG, and then I figured out it's an actual Resident Evil game with the big lady in it.
Totally plays to me. Obviously, I'm a big weeb. I
Okay.
absolutely adore anime. So just seeing the protagonist being like, objection, like I'm just like, I am
Objection!
absolutely
Oh,
100%
sorry.
here for it. Also, there's a character
Herlock Sholmes.
Herlock Sholmes.
Of course.
I mean,
That's
that
how you get
alone,
on
I'm
content.
just like,
Holmes?
exactly. I was like, I love this, so I'm
You have to
definitely
pay
here for
anybody.
it.
You have to pay anybody on
It's so
that.
She's been like this for 2 days
Yeah,
now.
and of course, Ace Attorney, the Chronicles here, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, 2 games that were released in Japan, finally coming here on July 27th, and it's about time, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you've been waiting for, right? The Capcom presentation is starting in 5, 4, 3,
Good countdown.
2, 1,
ESRB.
go.
Org. So what's up?
17 plus. I wonder what we're gonna get.
Probably Resident Evil.
I was just thinking to myself, maybe it's because of the Resident Evil lady.
I imagine that would be it. Mokpak.
We already know what you're gonna do, Internet. We're just gonna automatically set it to 17 because of the chat.
Welcome to the Capcom E3 Showcase. I'm your host, Rachel Querico, aka Seltzer, and I'll be your guide as we walk through the latest releases, news, and updates from Capcom. We'll hear from the Resident Evil Village team, share some news from the world of Monster Hunter, and get the latest on Ace Attorney. Then we'll wrap up with some updates from our friends at Capcom Fighters. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Our first stop today, Resident Evil Village. The Resident Evil franchise continues to pioneer the latest and greatest in survival horror. The team has been blown away by the response to Resident Evil Village, which launched last month. It brought the world another chapter in this decades-long story as the franchise celebrates its 25th anniversary this year. I'm honored to be able to introduce Tsuyoshi Kanda, producer on Resident Evil Village, with a special message for the fans.
Resident Evil is now as old as Zelda was back when Skyward Sword came out.
There's nothing.
There's Rose! She's everything to me.
I think it's time you left things in my hands. Go on, rest now.
Wait, Resident Evil 8? Is that what it says?
See? Village. Ah, ha, ha, ha.
Hi everyone, my name is Tsuyoshi Kanda.
Yeah,
See?
VIII, that's 8,
I
right?
wanted to take this
Yes.
opportunity to thank everyone who's prayed since we launched the game in
Okay.
May. We hope you're enjoying this new chapter in survival horror. As a reminder, everyone who purchases Resident Evil Village will gain free access to our online multiplayer title, Resident Evil Reverse, where players go head-to-head with their favorite Resident Evil heroes and bioweapons. I'm now happy to announce that Resident Evil Reverse will go live next month across all supported platforms.
Can I play as Tofu?
Head into the fray to celebrate the Resident Evil 25th anniversary.
I don't know who Tofu is.
There's one of the Resident Evil games, if you complete it without getting hit on a certain difficulty, you can play as a block of tofu.
Okay.
Thank you, Kanda-san, for that wonderful update. Next up, some long-awaited news from the world of Monster Hunter. Whether it's adventuring alongside monsters or battling them with friends, we've got something for you. First, let's dive into the brand new story-based RPG entry to the series, Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin.
So remember when PETA didn't like Pokemon?
Yes.
This was his fate.
Hey, Nergigante.
Red may have been strong and skilled, but against the awesome power of nature, he was merely a man. He never
Spoilers!
All around, things just kept getting worse.
I'm gonna be honest, there's like another trailer where you actually see Red.
And returned.
So I'm just confused now.
I went there to see Red's old monster again.
That ain't no Mossy no more.
Then, of course, that's when I met you.
You were given Red's kinship stone, and now a Rathalos egg. This is destiny.
This is the legendary monster, Red Wing Rab, the monster with the wings of ruin.
It's said that a beat of its wings can bring about waves of destruction.
Many people believe there's a
What
connection
spoilers are there in this trailer?
and the wings of ruin.
I have no idea.
These are appearing everywhere, and they're emitting a strange light.
Margakuga.
What's this whole idea of forming kinship with monsters? How do you control them?
It's not about control. Monsters help riders of their own will.
Well, first you get a Mega Evolution Stone, as you saw on the kid's wrist.
Riders are just like your bond with Tsukino.
Kaboom, Nova. Hello, Hunter. Sorry.
What kind of power does Rather really have? Why are all of these
Hey, what was that? They look like hunters.
Those people who want to take Rather for themselves.
I just realized that a lot of this plot is like Pokemon's Sword and Shield.
Rather will become anxious too. He needs to know.
You got the glow and red pit. You got Kid with Stone that make monster like you.
The burden of such great power is too much for his body to bear.
Rathalos is the same color as the dogs.
I don't want to watch this anymore, man. I was gonna play this game.
Riders can bond with monsters. Surely you can groove with fellow humans.
I'm assuming there's like a lot more to the plot than we all know, and that's why they're doing this, to give us false expectations.
Carry the strength of everyone they meet.
Oh, it's that guy. I like that guy, huh?
My friends here taught me that.
Bob.
I believe in the strength of humanity.
Any release date?
There's been a release date on it for a while now.
No release date?
It's July 9th. Because it's 3 days before my birthday, and I'm like, Oh man, you can ride dog instead of monster if you didn't have enough. Ooh.
Hey.
You can get
Hey, amiibo! Who cares? I'm not gonna be able to get a hold of these over here anyway. Available worldwide July 9th. Okay. So July 9th is almost a month.
Looks pretty epic, right? And how about that
Yeah.
announcement? The canine companion Palamute from Monster Hunter Rise will be joining Monster Hunter Stories 2 as one of the new monsties in the first free title update coming soon after the game's release.
If you're not tired of riding your Palamute in Monster Hunter Rise, you can ride it in Monster Hunter 2, and the whole point of the game being that you can ride things you usually can't.
Game release just a few weeks later on July 9th. That's not the only way to join the hunt. Millions of you made Monster Hunter Rise a huge success earlier this year, and we have even more content coming, including a new collaboration on the Rise. Let's find out more.
Please don't be Fortnite. Please don't be a Fortnite collab.
So I am excited about making the Palamute vomit bubbles.
Yay!
Rathalos is no runt. Moon's blessing emerge. Ready?
I think this is kind of cool, but at the same time, it's like, guess what we're collabing with? Yes, exactly. It's ourselves. Oh, and it's an egg quest.
You know, that actually looks pretty cool. Like, they had several things. Like, normally the collabs just...
Oh no, it's one thing, and then if you get
shapes
the...
or...
Ooh.
Some armor for both, like, they're adding sets of armor for both Palicos and hunters and different things, I guess. Okay. Paid downloadable content. What?
Oh, of course, like, the best content
What are you
is the
talking
paid
about?
stuff.
Oh, you can get more voices. You can get more voices. Okay, that's pretty cool.
I'm kind of into like that Misusune armor for the Palico. Also, it would be funny to watch Penguin fly.
There has never been a better time to be a Monster Hunter fan. With all the new updates to Monster Hunter Rise and the launch of Monster Hunter Stories 2 this summer. We can't wait to hear about your own stories of adventure. Well, that's not the only thing Capcom has in store for us this July. Fans of Phoenix Wright will have new chapters to explore with the release of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. North American and European future attorneys will finally be able to get their hands on the Great Ace Attorney Adventures and the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, which were previously only available in Japan. You'll travel back in time to the late 19th century Japan and London to play as Ryunosuke Naruhodo, Phoenix Wright's ancestor.
What is this?
Prequel. Now let's hear more about the story.
They're saying action-packed to a point-and-click adventure.
I know. That's why I'm confused.
Are you saying there can't be adventure in a point-and-click? Why would that be bad?
I will become a lawyer. I have to.
I like how the Ace Attorney needs a sword when he's in the court.
Who are you? Sherlock Holmes. You must have heard of me.
We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san.
Engage in the art of deduction. Mr. Naruhodo.
I like that guy.
What have we here? It would seem the truth is now tantalizingly close. The defense demands its right to examination.
What's up with people bringing? What's up with jury members bringing weapons into court?
I mean, that grandma with that knitting needle.
Why is the same judge here? Like, this same judge is in like every freaking game. Like, how?
I'm guessing there's a joke about it running in the family.
Shouldn't he be dead by now?
Well, it might be like the judge of the judge, the son of the judge, is judge, son of
Or maybe
judge.
he's secretly the god of judgment or something.
You know, like Donkey
Maybe
Kong.
every...
Cases and 8 mini escapades where you can take the role of a defense attorney. Now,
I hope he's immortal, or he just says, it's like Donkey Kong, don't question it.
Ace Attorney Chronicles. Dance of deduction and summation examination.
Yay. Shut up, dog.
Hello, I'm Jonathan.
You're not part of this.
Brand manager.
Wait a second. The last trailer you said had a bunch of spoilers in it, right?
The Supreme
Yes.
Court in Whitehall.
Well, I just saw in the corner it said minor spoilers in this.
And summation examination coming to the Ace Attorney series.
I see.
I wonder
So
what.
what the crap is going on with that dog? Is someone freaking killing him? Is someone trying to kill the dog?
No, he has a very weird way of getting attention.
With the help of Ryunosuke's legal aid, Suzato, and the
Also, it's 15 minutes to dinner time, so he's trying to get dinner early. I swear we feed him 3 times a day. And he still keeps doing that.
Logic and reasoning spectacular. A grandiose, yet flawed, series of conjectures.
Can you stop spoiling? I mean, I'm not intending on playing this game, but seriously, what's up with spoilers?
I just assume that they're like to make you look the other way, but also
What the crap
show
is
you.
this? What the crap is this?
I know, shearing
What the
scissors
crap
don't
is
look
this
anything
frickin-
like that. I like Sholmes though. He's
Yeah, I like it. Sholmes is cool, but like this is such a weird, like this is so nonsensical.
You know, you're saying that when I finished watching Danganronpa yesterday.
Ryunosuke and Susato will then discuss
This is normal.
in Harlock's deduction.
I know that attorney is weird, but I mean, like it usually kind of makes sense.
And reveal the truth to the mystery.
Well, I mean, I think what they're trying to say is he stabs him with scissors.
As players present new evidence and observations, Harlock will amend his deductions based on the new information.
Better question, why is he bringing a sword to a crime scene?
Enter into a semi-metaphorical, semi-literal dance that brings them to
What
the
is
conclusion
this?
of the dance of deduction.
Because it's like, if you brought a sword to a crime scene, I would be very suspicious.
You couldn't tell that from her voice?
Well, you're not supposed to judge people by their voice. I mean, they're trans. Don't be so mean to them.
But the beard appears to be a permanent beard, so...
Well, I mean, some people pay a good amount of money for that
What's
looks,
this?
you know?
Okay, this is freaking weird. Nina, good for you. A ballerina. Oh. Deduction complete, a ballerina on the run.
So, the murderer was Nina. That's beautiful.
During battles, players will attempt to convince 6 jurors of the innocence of their client.
Seriously, what's up with all the knives?
And represented by 2 scales of justice.
Need more knives.
Representing a guilty verdict, and 1 white representing a not guilty verdict.
Objection!
Summation, examination. Take a stand to face off against the jurors.
How about this? Why is there alcohol on that one guy's table?
Their guilty verdict.
I mean, it's one thing to bring weapons, but now you're under the influence while you're judging.
You'll have to identify conflicting statements and sway the jury in your favor.
Use your sword.
And select 2 contradicting jurors to call out the flaws in them.
Maybe that's how you do the contradiction. You just fight them with your weapon, with their weapon, and whoever wins.
Objection!
Wait, are they which? Oh wait.
To help prove the contradiction in their
Okay,
claim.
never mind. What? No, whatever. Who cares? Wait, gosh darn it! I shouldn't have turned down the sensitivity. Actually, yes, I should have turned down the sensitivity.
With a slam of their fist,
Apologies.
each juror you persuade will send a fiery ball towards the scales above and literally tip the scales of justice in your favor.
That's not safe.
But
Bring
what if
each
your
contradiction to light
what?
and
What if your client is not
your
innocent?
client's innocence.
Objection!
How did they not burn? See, they're drinking.
This has just been a small taste of the exciting new gameplay features in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We are
You
very
won because the other side was drunk.
new fans and diehard fans alike. Thanks for watching.
It already seems like I have a bunch of games to catch up on. There are some exciting new adventures and titles to look forward to. Well, that's a look at the new premieres from Capcom, but what about esports? Let's close out today's showcase with a few words from 2 of the stars
No,
of Capcom fighters,
Resident Sleeper.
Rob and Vicious. They'll tell us
I don't
what's
have
going on
the
with Capcom esports
chat up.
I was not
but-
aware that Capcom Esports was a thing. Is Capcom Esports a thing?
I'm surprised if you are. I mean, I know that they have Street Fighter.
They have fighting games. They have fighting games, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
Welcome to the Capcom Esports presentation.
I guess it is.
2021. My name is Vicious, commentator for the Capcom Pro Tour as well
Yeah.
as the Fighter League, here with competitive Street Fighter V player and host extraordinaire, Hollywood, Rob TV. What's going on, Rob?
Oh my goodness, Vicious. Host extraordinaire. That just sounds beautiful. It has a ring to it. And I think that's the perfect word to describe what we have for everyone today. Street Fighter V, Capcom E3. It just feels right and you feel the electricity in the air.
Nice! Nice! What?
That was nasty. And there might be some people at home, bitches, who don't fully know what competitive Street Fighter V is. The long and the short of it is this. We travel all around the world, state to state, country to country, and we try to bring our opponent's life bar from 100 all the way down to 0 and feel pretty goddamn good doing it.
That's right, Rob. If you think you're the best in your region, sign up for Capcom Pro Tour to prove it and become possibly a world champion at Street Fighter V.
The double perfect, the way you looked at the camera, like, whatever expect another man
Why are they using a PlayStation controller?
Series of tournaments that have $5,000 on the line for each tournament, but that money alone, that's not what's really at stake here. It's about making it to the granddaddy of them all.
Presumably because it's on the PlayStation? Oh wait, no, it's on the PC.
I know, but they have special fight sticks for that. I've never seen them use a controller.
The Capcom Pro Tour 2021 official stage and set, and that's
I feel it's kind of the equivalent of going to a Mario Kart tournament and saying I use tilt controls.
And we check out all of the top competitors from each and every one of these regions. And speaking of, the Capcom Pro Tour has shaped...
It's like, okay, you can do that, you're not going to get very far though.
Capcom Pro Tour spanning across 19 different territories, so there's so many opportunities for players from around the world to get that ticket into
Controls in Mario Maker?
I'm absolutely excited because again, that was a big change from what 2020 was into what we could expect for 2021.
Oh man, I can't really understand what you're saying at the moment because someone else is talking at the same time and I suck at multitasking.
That's alright, I was talking about Mario Kart.
I barely... Yeah, the only thing I've been able to hear from your end is the dog.
I know, I thought he'd be a little better.
Focused content that we have on Capcom Fighters. We have the official pre-show of the Capcom Pro Tour. We have
you really need to get your own place.
I know, but
not only that, actually, we do have Street Fighter League that's happened season after season.
Until then.
6 teams of 3 duke it out in this battle tournament to see who will walk away with the
and hopefully I can actually.
That is a lot of money.
Street Fighter League is something that you don't want to miss because normally we only have 1v1 content. But now you actually have your teammates at your back and every decision that you make is not just about you anymore.
Look for more news on Street Fighter League later this year.
It's Oki time, what's gonna happen?
The best part about Street Fighter tournaments is whoever loses at the end usually throws their gosh, what's that song a second ago? They throw their fancy controller on the ground.
In the World Finals happening next month. Be sure to check out the official website for more information.
Fight stick.
Current standings.
Yay. Seriously, dude. There has to be something wrong with that dog. I've never experienced a dog bark as much as that thing.
I know. And he's been quiet all day till now. And it's like, why?
I can't fucking hear what's going on the stream because the dog is screaming in my ears. Maybe it's...
Japan region. We've had a couple of more events going on afterwards, but the action does not stop. In fact, we're going to be continuing off with the Midwest region for the Capcom Pro Tour. I know you're definitely excited about that.
100%. I mean, of course,
be able to watch this
from Ohio. Make sure you guys tune in to see the tournament. You do not want to miss some of the best.
Okay, so the conference was 22 minutes, and then they invested 8 minutes in advertising something they've already done before.
Better Street Fighter, I dare you! This is a game about being a world warrior. Obviously, they got a rivalry. I'm the best in the world.
Secret announcement, which I'm sure is gonna be very exciting for me, not.
I don't know, they might say Geno's for Smash.
Okay, that was pretty cool the way this is not even frickin' Nintendo, man.
Oh no, that's why I said that. Because it'll throw you off your rocker.
Thanks, guys. It's been a really exciting season so far, and I can't wait to see how this plays out on the road to Capcom Cup. Remember to check out Capcom.
I don't even care about Geno in Smash, to be honest.
For more information and to watch the
I don't either.
I know Sakurai wants him in, but like...
at E3 this year. Let's recap what we all saw.
Like, it'd be cool, but I don't really have much of a connection to the Mario RPG, so me.
25th anniversary. We have new adventures to embark on in the world of Monster Hunter. with Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, and Monster Hunter Rise. And don't forget to go back in time with the great Ace Attorney Chronicles to tap into the family history of Phoenix Wright and solve new cases. Finally, don't miss out on the esports fun. Make sure you catch the latest matches with Capcom Fighters. There really is something for everyone here today. But don't go anywhere yet. Join the conversation on Twitter and make sure you check out the Capcom virtual booth on the E3 portal to watch all these videos again and more. I'm Rachel Querico, aka Seltzer. Thank you for being part of the Capcom experience at E3.
Okay, I guess that really is the end.
1/3 of their time was for an esport.
People are still spamming Resident Sleeper in chat.
I would too. I mean, it's like... I mean, the extra DLC in Monster Hunter Rise was new, but... And the multiplayer for Village was new, but after that it's like... I would hope at least they would have put Chris Redfield's head on the baby.